Hi, I just came across a entry in a diary from December 1992, and I remember the incident described very well, and I just felt it was a really wonderful demonstration of beloved Adidar's deep, 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 profound human love for his devotees and also his spiritual blessing for his devotees and by default their families. So the diary entry, I'll read it and then I'll just elaborate a little bit on it. So this is the diary entry. On Wednesday night, 23rd of December, Julie and I were at my mother's house for Christmas, and we got a call to call Findon. Findon was referring to Findon Street, which was where the centre was in Melbourne at the time. Gurudev had spoken to devotees there for half an hour. He was waiting for us to call him. So he was on the island and he said to devotees, I want to talk to Nick and Julie. So they called Findon, assuming we may be there. And whilst devotees there were trying to find us, and somehow they worked out that I was at my mother's, or we were at my mother's, beloved engaged the devotees for half an hour or so. So we got the call, and we were in the lounge room with my mother Jenny and my one of my sisters Naomi at the time. So Julie and I, we sat in the kitchen and spoke directly with Beloved for a long time, and I've written 3/4 of an hour question mark. I don't know exactly how long, but for quite some time. He was very sweet and blessing. He told me many times how much he loved me. There was no problem between us, he and I. He blessed my intimacy with Julie completely, and that I was part of his family. And he referred to me as Uncle Nick. He said we should come anytime to Naitamba. And I've said we could not sleep afterwards. I've never felt so ecstatic, so blissful. Da, what a blessing. What I didn't write there was that he also, initially he asked, so, where are you? And I said, well, I'm at my mother's house. And he said, well, who else is there? And I said, my mother, Jenny, and my sister, Naomi. And he said, well, where's your father? And I said, well, my parents are separated. And he was silent for quite some time. I don't remember, 15 seconds, 30 seconds. And then he said, he said, what a shame. He said it maybe 2 or 3 times, what a shame, what a shame. And then as the diary described, or my diary entry described, he went on to tell me numerous times, just going over again and again, not his exact words, but this is more or less what he said. Nick, I love you. Nick, do you know how much I love you? Do you really know how much I love you? And I'm saying, yes, beloved, yes, yes, yes. Obviously completely broken by his communication of love. And then he said, give the phone to Julie. Didn't hear what was being said, but clearly by her own account and by feeling, witnessing what was happening, he was saying the same thing. Julie, do you know how much I love you? Do you know how much deeply I love you? And then he said, give the phone back to Nick. And he's the same again. Nick, do you know how much I love you? Deeply love you. And as I said, part of my family, your Uncle Nick. And I just kept on saying I was more and more awash with this divine love and just melting, dissolving on the floor. Interestingly, at a certain point, I'm thinking for a moment, beloved, I get it. I get it. You fucking love me. I love you. Okay, good. But he didn't stop. It went on, like I said, half an hour, 3/4 of an hour. That was apart from asking about my family and a little bit of chit chat. He just wanted to communicate again and again his deep love. How can that be accounted for? How can this guy received that divine blessing. They're not deserved such an immense lover, Adidas Samraj.